let's see what are the tools available in the Sketcher Workbench. Let's launch open CATIA. So let's start mechanical design. You can just directly go to Sketcher design. Let's click OK. So this is the part design workbench, and Sketcher icon is enabled, and just select the plane, support plane. So let me reorganize the tool. So let's tools, customize, toolbar, restore all content, restore position. So this is the default window when we get into the Sketcher Workbench, and here we could see user selection filter, and we have sketch tool. So let's start with sketch tool. The second icon, which is having snap. So let's become close, snap to point, and these construction, we can, the tool allows us to make a solid line into construction line and vice versa. And we have something called geometrical constraint, and then dimensional constraint, and we have automatic dimensional constraint. And let's pull out this out. So we have standard toolbar. So what is this standard toolbar? A few of the tools which kept in this. So when we see the files, under the file, so we have new, open, close, save, save as, and same thing comes under this. So this is the new file, and this is open, and this is save, and this is for print, and this is cut, and then copy, and then paste, and we have undo. So let's see this later. What is this undo? And this is all about standard files, standard toolbar. And we have functional tool, so where we can work with, this is the knowledge tool, where we can work with the formulas and parameters. And we have the other tool, let's make it out. So view toolbar. So in this, different kinds of views are there. So we'll see this flying mode later. This fly mode helps us when we want to go through inside the product. Suppose we are working on the piping or tunnels, we can just go inside and check it, what are the features created inside that particular product. So the fly mode helps for that. And here we have the next one is fit all. So when we have many items created, and then we move these items here and there, so when you see make fit, the window will fit all the elements in the visible screen. And this is the pan. So click on the pan and use the mouse middle button, and you can move it. This is the pan. And when we want to rotate, so just click on the rotate, and same, since this is the 2D, so we can just see the axis system. So to rotate, we have to use mouse middle button and then right button. So we can rotate. When we hold both the buttons, the system allows us to rotate. When we release the second button, it becomes zoom in and zoom out. Let's see that is with some part created. We can visualize whether it's zooming in or zooming out. And this is all about rotate and zoom in, zoom out. And we do have zoom in with the zoom in with the icon, and zoom out. So this is to make the view normal to the screen. So you can see that normal to screen. Now we have disturbed the axis system. So we want vertical and horizontal axis should be parallel. So then in this case, just pick this, it will become the normal. And so before using the other icons, let's have a small feature created, then we'll understand about the remaining items. And we do have grids, and then section. So first we'll create a simple sketch. Select the profile, or we can just go inside, just select the rectangle. So this dimension has come because here we have enabled the automatic constraint. So if we uncheck, this dimensions will not come. And let's check what is the dimensional constraint. When you switch off this, so this is all about geometrical constraint. So here the button is for switch off the dimensions. When we don't see any dimension, it means this button is disabled. So this enables us, and this is geometrical constraint. Earlier we could see V and H. It is a vertical constraint and horizontal constraint. The letters are not visible because of this icon. So just select that. Now we could see all this geometrical constraint. So this is all about this, and just we exit this. Let me add a small pad for this. So select the pad, select the, let's make 5. So now let's see the zoom in and zoom out, how it works. So directly we can just pick middle button and then mouse right click. So when you release the right click button and still continue the holding the middle button, and so we can zoom out and then zoom in. We could visualize what's happening here, and that's what this magnifier button does. So the plus indicates, magnifies, and this reduces. And now in this case I want to see any one of the face normal to the screen. So then we can use this normal, view normal, select this. The system needs some reference, which face you want to view normal. So based on the view, so the system makes normal to the screen. So this is all about this. And now let's see the other one, create multiple views. So let's see what happens when we click the multiple views. So by default we are getting one isometric view, and then YZ, ZX, and then YX. This view helps us how the component will be visible, or how the component will look in the different views. So we can uncheck, we will come back to the original. So now let's see other view modes. So we can have different views. So this is called quick view. So the first one is default isometric. So the system comes in the the component comes into isometric position, and we can see it. And now let's see front view. So just pick. So these are all default settings, whatever the system is built with this some logic and algorithm. So whenever choose this button, the default system views will be shown. And let's quickly go. So since here we don't have any difference in the component, but we can see the changes in the axis system, the view changes. So when you can see back, and then right, left, and right, top, and then bottom. And here we have something called named view. We can name our own views and we can have it. So let's see how it works. So just select the named view. Let's see how it works. Before choosing the named view, we have to keep the orientation, how the view should look. So let's have something different. So I want to see, or my view should be like this, something like this. So this will be my named view. So select the named view and then add. So by default it comes as a camera one. We can just give the name, new, and then apply. So the view name is new, and then click OK. So now we'll change to isometric. So this is the default isometric. Now let's check is that our view is updated. So now it is on the, let's change this, apply. Yes, it's changing. Now we'll change it to. So this is what we kept when we creating the view. The view can be edited, deleted, whatever we can do, it's possible. So this is all about quick view. Let's let it be. We have the one more window, shading toolbar. So now the other toolbar is view mode. So there are different view modes. So let's see what are the view modes available. So let's select the first one, shading, just shading. So we could see there is no edges are visible, just a plain color, and we'll pick the other one, shading with edges. So the edges are reflected in dark in color or black colors. So this is with edges, and the other one we have shading without smooth edges. So let's see the second one, and we couldn't make much difference because this is very simple rectangle box. You can just explore with the complicated shapes. We'll come to know. The fourth one, shading with edges and hidden edges. So there are some other edges are not visible when we see in this view. In that case, this view helps us what are the edges which is not visible, that will be shown in the hidden line. So this is dynamic. When we rotate, it will change. So whichever the edges are not visible, that will be shown as a hidden lines. And then the other one, shading with material. For this we have to apply material, then we can see the difference. Let's so this is the specification tree. So here we have the tool option, apply material. Select this and just select the pot body, and here we have different tabs. What kind of material we want to apply? Is this a construction element? So we can pick the appropriate. So we'll go with something wooden piece. So let's take wood roof and then apply, click OK. So we have applied some material, but there is no impact in the colors. So let's see, we'll use the shading with material. So it comes, or it takes the property of wood, and it looks the color scheme or the property whichever is set, which has been set in the system. And let's go for wireframe. So we'll just see no shadings, only edges will be visible. This is all about view modes. And the last one, so we can create our own view mode customization. I think you can explore this. You can assign what and all you want it, how you want it. It's a combination of all you can choose, and you can make it how we have used in the view, named view. Same way we can have the display also. So this is all about view mode. Let's cancel. Let's change the edges with edges. This is always preferred to see or to make out where the edges are there. Now let's pull out this window, pull out this tool. So we have tools. So in this tool, so the first one is update. So whenever we do any modification, system asks for update for an instant in this case, but it will directly take it. Just make 50. So whenever it's become red color, it means it's undergoing some update. So by default it takes, but usually we'll find the update symbol here, and you just click and you can find it this same kind of symbol in the specification tree as well as. Then we'll understand there are some changes happened into that. Now this is second one, manual update. If the settings is set manual, so we have to do it manually. So that we'll see in the tools options, and we have the access system where the system allows us to create access system. Just pick the access system it will ask for the origin. If you create any numbers, so we'll go with coordinates. So let's make 50, 50, 50. So on that particular point, that axis system will be created. So this is all about axis system. This is mean dimension, and here we have pickable visible background. So what this is? So this will be, we have many items inside which will be helpful when we create sketches, when we are working on the complicated shape, and these kind of modes will help us. This will give us what we want to see, so we can just filter it. So let's have an example. We'll just draw a simple sketch on this. So here we could see the component which is already created. If we don't want to see, we can come back here and we can see. Now let's see. We have pulled down this toolbar. So visualize 3D. So in this case, we have the sketch, and I think we want to draw something. Sorry. Let's exit from this workbench. So now we'll create a new sketch. Now we have the feature which is already created, and we want to create a sketch on the surface of the existing feature. Let's draw a simple rectangle. So before drawing, just draw it. Okay, so we got it. And the visualize 3D, so this is what usually it is. We have the other one where it has low light. So let's check what is that low light. So it makes the part gray and sketch is visible. It means this is where we are working on it. And the other one where we no 3D background. So I don't want to see what is the 3D features available. So this is very simple feature. We have just a rectangle, and when we are working on the complicated shape, complicated design, so there are too many features, and that may be disturbing us to create the profile. So those cases we can just make no 3D background. So nothing will be visible. You'll be just working on the profile what you want to create. So this is all about visualize 3D. So do you want to have a light density, or do you want to have as usual? Is that okay for you to just work with the existing feature? You can go ahead, and these are the options available in the visualize 3D. And we have the other mode. So let's take it out. So 2D visualize mode. So what we have seen is 3D. So we have the 3D features already available, and we are working on it. So now we have 2D visualization. How do you want to visualize the 2D? So let's see one by one. So pickable visible background. So it has to be visible and it has to be pickable. So we can pick it. So we have the other one, no 3D background, and we have unpickable background. So background will be there, but we cannot pick it. So this is just to ensure that I don't want to select any of the existing features. You can use this mode. And we have the other mode is low intensity. It's almost similar to the previous. So only the color scheme is different. Earlier it was gray, now it is in green color. And we have the other one, unpickable low intensity. So in this case we were able to pick the 3D features, and I don't want to touch anything. You can go with unpickable. So we have unpickable low intensity. So the last one is lock the current viewpoint. So we are just locking the mode what we are working on it. So this is just make it to usual, and we uncheck all these items, and these are the different options available in the 2D visualization mode. I hope this gives you clarity of different kinds of views, view mode and visualization mode. We have two more options, that is So let's exit from the, let it be. So we have under view, we have hide and show, and the one more is swap visible space. So what is this hide and show? The system allows us to hide and show it back. So that is called hide and show. So this, just pick this hide and show. So now it's asking select an object. So any object we select, that will be hidden. So where that hidden element goes, so that goes to no show mode or the invisible, it will go to no show mode. So now we can swap the space. So now this is the working space. Whatever we do, it's a workspace, and we want to swap from here. So this is the no show mode or the other mode. So we can see what are the elements we are hidden, that will come here. You can see the color scheme. By seeing the color scheme, we will come to know where we are. So now if you want to pick anything here, again you can choose hide and show command, just pick the element and it goes to working view. So now we have to swap visible space. So we can swap like this and ensure that unnecessary elements should be deleted, and the important element should be, if it is not necessary to show it on the object, we can hide it. So this is all about hide and show and swap the workspace. So let's exit from the Sketcher Workbench. So there is some trouble in the Axis system. It's become red, so because of this mode. So now, the same, we have seen the hide and show and swap the workbench, and here also we can see under the tools we can see show and hide, but here we have under show we can see many items. So this system helps us to select all the points, all the lines. It's a kind of filter. I just want to show all the points which is hidden. We can directly pick this, and in this case well, there is one sketch which is hidden. For this feature there is one sketch that is not visible. I want to make the sketch has to be visible. Either I can navigate the specification tree and select and then show. So instead of that, we can directly go to tools, show. So this is, that comes under sketch. So I just show a sketch. So the sketch has come. The same way I want to hide it. So I want to hide all the sketches. So I don't want to show it. Just click it, it will be go. This helps us to save the time. So we need not to pick one by one, just like use a selection filter. We can select all in one. Now let's see what is dynamic sketching. The icon is this one, and it allows only in the workspace, so not in the 2D. So it's on the workspace. Just select and you could find the plane. So and you can see the wherever you move the cursor, you will have one more the indication. So I want to cut on this YZ plane and towards negative side. When you click, it will cut and show. This will be helpful to analyze the component. Is there any internal features and how to see? You can play with this and you can move and rotate. So if you use the arrow mark, it allows us to, you just pick the plane, it will allow us to move. And if you just click on the arc, it will allow us to rotate and see. So this is the use of dynamic sketch. Let's come out from the dynamic sketch. And there is one more sketch which is available in the Sketcher Workbench. So let's go to, so in this case we may not find anything. So where we have cut part by sketch plane. So in this plane we cannot see anything, we cannot cut. So let's cut, but nothing is there. So nothing is there to cut and show as. Same thing if we have a different plane. Suppose if you are working on this plane and the system will cut on that plane. Let's see quickly. Select the sketch and just pick the plane, and we can use this cut part by sketch plane. So in this plane we are working. Assume that if there are some features on this plane and you are creating and you need references, you can use this and you can see what exactly the feature is on that particular section. This is all about cut by sketch plane. And we'll exit from the Workbench. And I hope this session gives you clarity about the different tools and view modes in CATIA V5. Thank you.